Alright, so we are definitely going to keep this hand. This hand looks great. So we've got the Monument, we've got one of our Tibets, we've got a Priest. Pretty much everything we could possibly ask for, and now we picked up one of our 3 Aven Wind Guides. So the question is what to play on turn 2. I think we want to set up playing the Monument on turn 3 here. But I like playing Temet on turn 2 most likely. It could run into a counterspell. If that happens, it's not the end of the world. It does have Embalm, so I'm going to play it. Censor and Essence Scatter are 2 mana counters. So, a couple cards that could have got us there. Looks like we're up against some sort of maybe cycling deck since our opponent cycled a couple of cards. But now, appears to be mana screwed. So, a little bit unfortunate since hard to imagine any draw that could beat this hand. So, draw some lands. We want you to draw lands. We don't care. This hand's great. And now all of these creatures cost 1 less. So we can do some insane things. We can go like Anointer Priest into Spearmaster and then Regal Carrot. We can just do whatever we want to. There's a Curator of Mysteries. But okay. Uninteresting game there. So, yep. Don't really see much of a reason not to just run it back. By the way, due to a Moto glitch, which I thought I had 2 Anointer Priests because that's what it looked like. I ended up going 1 Priest, 1 Guardian. We didn't actually draft 2 Anointer Priests, so this is the final list that I went with. And let's run it back for game 2. Alright, maybe we'll get a real game this time. Although, I'm just trying to think of what scenario we lose the game with that last hand, and I can't think of one. So, our deck is good enough that we can take a mulligan with a 1-land hand. So, let's go to 6. Keep this hand. There's the Monument on top. I think we actually do want to keep that. Make some 1/1s. Play that game. We have the Fan Bear, so the question is whether we want to cast it now. We could wait until we have the Monument in play in order to get the 1/1, and I kind of like that. I kind of like waiting on the Fan Bear just so we get that additional warrior. Maybe it comes back to bite us. We'll see. But we're definitely going to go 2-drop into Monument here. Pretty much regardless of what our next 2 draw steps are. And I'm sure there's something we're going to draw that's going to make me rethink that. But that's always how it goes. But I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to do. So, okay. Time for Gustwalker. This time, does our opponent have the counterspell? It looks like maybe they do. Alright. So, really not that sad. Because we have another one. And our opponent's not doing anything yet. So, I'm just excited to play this Aketra's Monument. Like, when I looked at the set, I thought all these monuments are just bad. Because the ramp seems like and then the effects don't seem great, but now that I'm thinking about the Aketra's Monument in this deck, I'm excited to be playing this card. And we can definitely make use of that Plains. Please don't counter this Monument. Let us have some fun. Alright, so it's in. We're going to have to make use of these creatures, and it shouldn't be too difficult to do that. And there's a Labyrinth Guardian, so lots of things we can do here. I think we definitely want to play the Gustwalker. So let's get that one into play. Then we can either play the Wind Guide or play both Fanbearer and Guardian. But I'm going to play the Aven Wind Guide. So good with these warrior tokens. So how's that for a turn 4? And this is where our opponent plays some sort of Wrath of God effect and sweeps away our board, and we're very sad. I know during our draft we saw the deal 3 to everything card, so it is a card that Red has access to. But it looks like a Javelineer is going to take out one of our warriors. We're sad, but not that sad. We can still attack our opponent for 6 here. And there's more warriors where that came from, and there's an Anointer Priest, so we're just going to go off this turn. Dump our whole hand. Exert the Gustwalker. Attack in the air with the other 2 cards. Don't believe there's any type of unsummon in the set, so opponent shouldn't be able to do anything. Then we can go Anointer Priest for 1 mana, get a warrior, Labyrinth Guardian, Fan Barrier, gain life, make 3 tokens, and have an insane board present. So unless our opponent has a sweeper, I think we're going to win this game. I'm not trying to jinx myself. But if our opponent has a sweeper, we're not going to win anyways, so why not just commit everything to the board? So, Trial of Zeal, I was about to say, this looks good, but it's deal 3 to something. I suggest our opponent kills the Wind Guide. We can embalm it. We can actually embalm it if we draw a land, right? Because it costs... I guess maybe that's not how embalm works, but... Okay, we can definitely embalm the Labyrinth Guardian. So unfortunately, the Gustwalker is not going to untap. Might as well play our land. So we could tap something with Fanbearer, but I would rather just embalm the Labyrinth Guardian. So yeah, we're not actually casting the Aven Wind Guide, so we can't play it for 5 just because of the monument. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately, but that's okay. So we're gonna get the Guardian, and now I think we can suicide a warrior for 4 damage, basically, which is what this attack is. So, yep, I'm gonna make this attack. Opponent's gonna eat a warrior and take 4, go down to 10. And if we do draw land, we will be able to embalm the Wind Guide. Desert Ceradan, not really that scared of that card. Our opponent's deck seems like a normal deck, and ours, well, it isn't. So, sorry to our opponent that they ran into a better deck, but hey, it happens. So, here's the win guide, back for more. And we're now able to deal our opponent, I believe, 8 damage in the air. So we can exert the Gust Walker, and then now the Labyrinth Guardian, which is a token, and the Warriors all have Vigilance. I mean, yeah, that's going to be the match. They have Flying, sorry.